Hello there everyone and welcome back. Today I am here to answer a very pressing question. Should you be playing Nike in Smite? We're going to be talking about things like abilities, build paths, as well as just general feel of the character to see if she is really worth the time investment to really put into your Smite games. Now, for those of you that have probably noticed by now, I don't have any game audio today. There was an issue with my recording software. So you get to listen to my lovely voice in its full effect. Now, let's just dive in. So let's start by thinking about what Nike does as a character. And Nike's design is pretty much being that passive support that just gives you a whole bunch of stats without you really realizing it. Her passive is really the best part about her kit, and that is a really big statement. The fact that you get some extra percent damage as well as some percent movement speed just by Nike being in the game is her only real benefit. Outside of that passive, Nike really doesn't do a whole lot. So I guess my number one recommendation to those of you that will be trying out Nike is to just build to support the team. And when I get into the build section, you're going to see the build that really kind of does that. Nike can bring a little bit of control, but if you pick up relics like Shell, Sprint, Curse, you're going to be able to help your team out, and that's really all you can hope to do as Nike. So now that we've gone over a bit of an overview of the character, let's start to think about what roles Nike would be taking in, say, Conquest. Nike is pretty much exclusively a solo laner. Some people are going to say that she's a support. I couldn't disagree more. I don't think Nike is a support. She doesn't bring enough hard crowd control to really make that a thing. Now, that being said, she is an okay solo laner because you can passively stack her passive. But outside of that, she does nothing. She is going to get bullied in lane, you're going to lose everything. The enemy solo laner is going to have a heyday because they'll just clear wave, run to the jungle, and then you are going to always be behind on rotations and everything else like that. So to answer the question I set to really solve at the start of this episode, no, I don't think you should be playing Nike in Conquest. She does have her flavor picks in casual game modes, and she's certainly not a bad pick if you get to go ahead and, say, stack that passive all the way, and you have a team that is going to make up for Nike's weaknesses, which is the fact that she has very little besides a tiny bit of space control. Then Nike could work, and then your squishies like Scylla are going to really appreciate the extra damage that you are going to give them. So now that I've spent the past 2.5 minutes just ragging on Nike, let's at least cover a build option that is going to make it so that you are going to be able to do what Nike does best. And what Nike does best is simply get in the way of enemy carries so that they can't damage your carries. A good thing that is also kind of a bad thing, but it really does help for this specific thing, is the HP shield that the ultimate provides. It gives her a lot of extra push in team fights. She's able to stay around and take a lot more hits than a lot of other tanks can. And our build is going to be full defense so that we can make that strength of the character even stronger. So you are going to be getting your warrior tabby because this character does really not a whole lot with auto attacks. I have tried Berserker's Shield. I didn't like it. Yes, you get 3 procs on it whenever you're fighting a minion wave because Nike does have those cone attacks, but it just doesn't give enough. And it's not like you're, say, Bologna, where you just kind of run and keep auto-attacking. Nike's auto-attack chain is awkward at best. Regardless, after you finish your warrior tabby, you are going to start your path of full defense. You're going to be picking up Breastplate of Valor because the cooldown is really important for Nike, and she doesn't have the most mana at her disposal. After you finish your breastplate, then you're going to get your magical defense item, and I usually default to getting Pestilence because there's always going to be sustain in the current meta. Mages are building lifesteal, hunters are building lifesteal, sometimes there's Aphrodites, right? You're going to shut those down, or at least partially shut those down if you pick up Pestilence. Now afterwards, I think a really fun pick for Nike is Hide of the Urchin. When you get this fully stacked, you gain another shield. So you're going to have a shield from Hide of the Urchin, a shield from your ultimate. I highly recommend picking up Shell on Nike. You're going to have so many shields. So yeah, Hide of the Urchin. Then after your Hide of the Urchin, you're going to pick up another hybrid defense item in Spirit Robe. This is just going to make it so that when you get crowd controlled, you don't immediately get followed up and bursted down. Now for the final item in this build, I recommend getting Mantle of Discord. What this item is going to give you is that little CC immunity thing whenever you hit 30% health. This is going to allow you to emergency hit your ult, which is going to give you a shield, which is going to allow you to keep fighting. A lot of times, like, remember, Nike's ultimate does have that awkwardly long windup. So if you have this frame where you know you can't be hit by the people that are immediately around you, you're going to be able to at least get that ultimate off, and then your ult isn't going to go to waste. But yes, that concludes the final thoughts and my opinions on Nike as a character. I do want to know, do you guys prefer this style of video where I'm actually giving you my opinion on whether or not you should be playing certain gods? Or do you want me to go back and default to the traditional guide style videos that I have been doing? Regardless, that's all the time that I have for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next video.